Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there is doing awesome. As always, thank you for joining me in our YouTube family, as I like to call it. Eric Carmen, make me lose control. Oh, goodness gracious. Doesn't that happen to us with the specific someone, right? I swear it does with me. Kind of a viewer story on this case. The little things matter. And I thought this was a really, really good example in a fun kind of playful way. User stories, I'm kind of, I don't know. We'll see. I'll use them when I use them. But this is a really good example, I think, of proving a point of how the little things, when we remember that getting the basics behind us, learning to manifest the smaller things first to really kind of get that faith, that trust, that like, yes, this does work. When you know it works, and then you go for something that's a little trickier, you kind of got a little extra oomph behind you. Like, dude, no, you know this works. You did X, Y, and Z, remember? And it's a powerful thing. So this person I thought did a great example. I didn't necessarily ask her if I could use this, so I'm going to paraphrase anyway, and I'm not using her name. And if you wanted me to, I'm sorry, but I didn't ask. It was my bad. You won't friggin' believe this. You just won't. This person, they decided that after I told you that I decided that something good was going to happen, the money and everything else, it was just too much. It was on its way. I chose not to contact this person, her specific someone, and it was hard. I go and I get a coffee and I come back to my desk. Boom! There were 2 messages from him. 2 freaking messages. Is that not too cool? This is going to work. I know it is. Then she hit me up with another email like a day or 2 later, right? I can hardly believe this. The thing about us being pushed out worries me. Sometimes I have some sad thoughts. All of us do. I try to move past it. Good. Well, I can't remember which one of those videos you spoke of the beach ball, water, and money. Basics. 3 easy things to manifest, but not necessarily overly abundant. I'm not sure what show that was. I think it was $5 you spoke about. I could see how that could I couldn't see how that could happen. Well, about a week and a half ago, I told a friend about your video and about manifesting. I told her I was going to do it. I saw the beach balls on a t-shirt a couple days later. I could see how someone might give me water. I have yet to have the water manifest yet, but last night I was at the dollar store. That's funny. I think you said to think about finding $5. In my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, right. How is that going to happen? I went into some store last night to get a charger cord. I went into the store, I should say, last night to get a new charger cord for my phone. There were a lot of people in there. There were several people standing in line. I got what I needed. I turned to my right and just stopped. Not 6 feet from the checkout line was a $5 bill laying on the floor. I almost dropped what I had in my hand. I looked over my shoulder. I couldn't believe no one had seen the money. It was lying not 7 feet from the checkout lane. I walked over to pick it up. It's not a dirty, used piece of money. No, it was a clean, brand new $5 bill. It had a gentle bend in it from being in someone's wallet. I love that description. Then I had been driving home from work, and I asked to see 11s, or 1s, basically. I saw many of them on the trucks and license plate. Okay, that's great. I was happy. I asked to see my friend's initials. I looked and looked everywhere on my drive home. Nothing. Then, last night, I am watching American Pickers. No idea what the hell show that is. It was late, and I just happened to turn it on before I went to bed. Well, the guy Frank and Mike were visiting. Again, never watched the show. I'm assuming they're important. His name was my friend's name. And I won't say his initials, but boom, they popped up again. Well, I got my wish. I sure didn't expect to be that way. Now, I am doing your test on not contacting my friend for a week, and I'm setting on my hands. I keep wanting to text him, but I won't. I hope what you said happens. You give me a lot of hope, blah-de-blah, blah, blah. So when you start small, you start to gain this momentum. I just talked recently on my last show about how I used to visualize getting base hits in baseball, how I used to imagine seeing myself hitting the ball. You start small, and you gain like proof and repetition, if you will. So you try to manifest $5. It's not a lot of money. It's not hard for your brain to go, yeah, I could manifest $5, but not something you just find $5 like you're always stepping over $5 bills because they're so plentiful. Beach balls, unless you live right on the beach, even still, maybe, I don't know. Beach balls are something that can be seen, but it's not necessarily going to be seen. It's not everywhere. It's not like saying, if I see carpet, then this means X. So when you can manage to manifest these things, a glass of water, having a friend offer you a bottled water. Hey, I'm going into the break room. Can I grab you a bottle of water? Yeah. Boom, that counts. These are simple ways to start. And I did talk about them in a video specifically. Those are just 3 very simple, awesome examples. If you're struggling with manifesting your specific someone and you haven't necessarily gone through these steps of manifesting simpler things first, maybe back a hair. I know you've read this and you believe it because you hear all these wonderful stories. Here's another example. But we have to walk the walk. It's not just, I just put on my magic happy thinking hat and I imagine and everything's good. I mean, yeah, technically it is that easy. I mean, Anya, so I've told the story before. She's told the story. It's her story, for crying out loud. I just love repeating it. But, she thought of the shirt and wonder if this comes in other colors. Never thought about it again. Week later, there's another color hanging on a wall. You don't have to do anything extra. But when you think negative, you undo what you could have just said, this is going to happen, and never ever think of it again, and that will happen. It's literally like that. All the extra work has a lot to do with the fact that we have doubts. So when you prove the concept to yourself, when you manage to create things, even a few times, green lights are a fun one, parking places at the wherever, the store, the grocery store, the gas station, pub, wherever you're going. The parking space, someone's pulling out right when you're pulling in. Imagine it. Watch it happen. It works. Prove it to yourself. Once you have that level of proof, because you'll never prove it to another person, by the way. They'll say you're crazy. So don't go there. It's not worth it. It's going to frustrate you. I've done it dozens of times. Do it. I dare you. Have fun. It's okay. Just saying. You'll find out what I found out. But you'll prove it to yourself. And that is what matters when it comes to manifesting. You're not manifesting to tell people about it and hope to God they understand because you're so passionate about it. No, you're going to manifest it and then go, yeah, no, this is how I did it. That is how you get people to come along with you. That is how you get people to go, oh, yeah, this person almost seems like they know what they're talking about. Just do it. People who can teach, people who can't teach and people who can do, or people who, I don't know, whatever the hell the phrase is. It's usually demeaning. But for those who can do, there you go. For those who can do, for those who can't teach. There you go. That's the phrase. Man, whatever. Long story short, start small, work up. If you're starting high and you're like all over the place, just kick it down a notch. Just go, okay, I know I'm going to get that, but I'm going to step it back a notch. I'm going to try a couple little basic pointer things here in the next week or two. Get those nailed down, and then I'm going to come back. And in all honesty, the time you're doing that, that kind of counts as like that week taken off, right? Who knows what sort of information or text or phone calls or random bumping into people you might get. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying it could happen. Because, again, getting out of our own way is huge. For me, especially. I'm coming up on 6 years. It's awesome. Awesome. Got to get out of your own way, man. I'm a master at it. I've tried in so many different angles. I've played around with this a lot. And there's been a lot of struggle. I mean, there's been times where I've been like, screw this, and walked away for a while, and vice versa. Her and I have both walked away from each other. Ultimately, there's like a giant rubber band that eventually pulls us back. We're like, I mean, it's just acceptance. It's been acceptance for me. And it's okay. For you, hopefully it's different. Good God, I hope it's different. But if not, for me, it was acceptance. I feel it in my heart so strongly, I got to do it. So you just get into a rhythm. So start small. Get some legs behind you, because I'm telling you, when you get to the harder stuff, people are like, how do you remain so calm? I know it works. I know it works. I don't question that. That part I don't question. I question if I'm good or not. It's that stuff. I'm working on improving myself more than trusting whether this process works. If it's taking a while, I realize there's other things I've got to do. That's the difference. So again, prove it, then use it. And you're golden. It's awesome at that point. I'm telling you, that's the joy of all this. All right, I went a hair longer than I wanted, but that's not too shabby. So yes, viewer story. The little things matter. Seriously, the little things. Get some gumph behind you. You know, a little bit of, and then you know it's going to totally work out. So we're going out with a song I freaking love from when I was younger. This is another 45 I burned a hole through. John Parr is who did the song. I hope a bunch of you realize who the heck this is. But if not, you'll get it in a second here. If you'd like to contact me, feel free to do so at danradiostyle@gmail.com. Love to hear from you. And, give me questions. Maybe share awesome stories with me, because the ones that, I really feel like I can spin into a bitchin' kind of example, I will do. And it's, all successes are examples. Don't get me wrong, but I can only do like 4 shows a week, right? Like, I can't just burn all those up with examples, because then I'm just doing shows on examples. I want to do some original stuff too. Come on, make it fun for me as well. So Dan Radio Style, it's kind of trying to how I'm trying to roll. And here's the song that we call St. Elmo's Fire.
You know it's